Ordo Arachne. Meanwhile, meanwhile, in the elaborate city of Sopron, a city which rivaled Firenze in keeping up with the spirit of the Renaissance. In fact, due to the Renaissance, many large Hungarian cities were modified to suit the new artistic flair sweeping all across Europe despite the war and other conflicts. The city seemed composed of looming Baroque architecture and picturesque stone and wood houses and other buildings. It was a city of the wealthy, though it maintained a working class demographic, and the surrounding districts housed such persons. The city resembled a perfect hand sculpted model. It was clean, and the streets, lanes, and avenues were wide and traversable. Wealthy bohemians vacated here for the pleasantries and the picturesque and artistic flair of Sopron. It was a city befitting the likes of Leonardo da Vinci or Michelangelo. The outer walls were 10 feet thick all around. The city was continuously being renovated, and it seems that at any moment a statue marble of some historical figure could suddenly appear on any street, or an entirely new guild emerges. Sopron was a free city under the king's command alone, and not by feudal lords. It was a bustling and multicultural epic center, predominantly German and Jewish citizens composed of the majority. The city contained 3 walls, making it impregnable. The Jewish quarters lie within the center wall. Along with merchants and artisans, the city welcomed all manners of art, philosophy, and architectural progress. In the city square was a tall tower that oversaw the entire city. By night, countless lights could be seen, and this panorama itself was cinematic. The lights issuing from the windows seemed to have their own story. Unlike the fortified unnamed town betwixt Styria and Hungary, the contrast was unparalleled. Sopron encapsulated Mathias's own vision of the Golden Age. Some 6,000 souls resided within this fortress, and further north and northeast were the suburbs, housing the well-off agrarian class. Wine vineyards and wine itself was the gold of Sopron. Along the northern side of the outer wall stood the Statrum, otherwise known as the Fire Tower, that served as the city's eyes for threats and blacklisted merchants as well as fires. Everyone and everything was seen from this tower. It was roughly 200 steps to the top where the fire guards lived. They were equipped with all necessary paraphernalia to oust fires, whether outside the walls or within. Within an interior room were trumpeters who kept the time and lit the lanterns of the towers and all throughout the city. The towers stood atop the ancient Roman ruins of the Scarbantia, containing relics of the old war, sarcophagi, gravestones, and stone walls succumbed to ruin. One must pass this area to get to the passage, to get to the tower and ascend. At this moment in our narrative, the trumpeter sounded for 45 minutes after the hour. It was a quarter to 10 o'clock at night. Petra Jazinski was making her ascent up the winding and low-ceilinged staircase. She was clad in black, flowing gown and wore rings on her clenched fist. The stone stair clanked to the sound of her diamond sabatons. She seemed deep in thought and deeply perturbed. Her long black hair trailed behind her as she was frowning. Her eyebrows were sparse and barely visible, her eyes hollow and ablaze in anger. How in the hell were we to know that she summoned her coven? This is Carmilla we're talking about. Julian, you almost got me killed. You got Barney and Jamad killed. If I wasn't your true sister, I'd wring your neck. She spat on the 77 stair. I have no idea who I kicked. She finally reached the top and passing through a wooden door into the, the main hub, which happened to be empty due to the trumpeters being stationed elsewhere, and the guards were sent by Alexander Metzger, who was awaiting her in an upper room with an arcaded balcony. Accompanying Alexander was another vampire named Jade Seleji, a mesmerizing, beautiful woman, taller than usual, and who was adept at political assassinations. Petra was fuming as she accomplished the last set of staircase that led to a room that served as the eye of the city. Unbeknownst to the multicultural citizens below, the place was a refuge for evil and served as the headquarters for a coven of 8 powerful vampire nobles who called themselves Ordo Arachne. The room was octagonal shape, and each corner bore a torch. There were some ancient Roman artifacts in this hidden room as well. On the wall was a large canvas of Arachne, the weaver, who was cursed due to her arrogance in challenging the goddess Athena to a weaving contest, which resulted into turning into a spider. She was their patroness, one cursed by the gods to weave a web. The room was open at this moment. The room was open to air on 3 sides leading to the balcony. Alexander and Jade was in the middle of talking on the balcony when Petra, whom suddenly was a lot calmer, appeared, stepping into the altitudinal winds, the clouds rolling. "Petra, you returned? How did it go? Is Carmilla dead?" said Alexander excitedly. He wore a Renaissance cape, a dark red velvet cap, an expensive gold brooch, and stylish leather trousers. He looked about 26, but he was over 500 years old. "No, we failed. Barney and Jamard are dead. There are now 6 of us. Before either of you speak, listen." And she drew to the edge of the battlement, out into the solid, dark atmosphere. The clouds were heavy and dark, obscuring the moon. Their breath resembled ghosts. Carmilla was not alone as expected. There was others with her, at least more than 2. Someone took out our human mercenaries within seconds. I had no choice but to flee. I did injure one of them, but I'm not sure if she's dead or not. I almost got impaled. Barney couldn't react. Jamal was alone with Carmilla and someone else. He didn't even stand a chance. The others don't even know yet. Now we have to recruit 2 more members. Carmilla, I'm sure, could be anywhere in the world. Plus, she's with a coven. It's terrible she's the strongest. Just as strong as Vladimir Tepish. Thank God he's locked away. But for all we know, Carmilla could be on her way here. The 2 vampires looked at each other, then again at Petra. Both frowned pensively. Carmilla is still alive? We must act quickly. Julie and the others will be here in 3 days. In the meantime, let's discuss who we want to join our ranks, said Jade. Julian won't be happy, Alexander added, and started pacing back and forth. So, Carmilla, what is she like? Did you see her at all? Jade asked. She's very strong. She killed both Barney and Jamad. She's terrifying. Her companions seemed less seasoned, but I wouldn't doubt their tenacity. I thought I kicked that one girl's head off, and she looked down at her diamond sabatons. These are the hardest boots on earth. That's one tough girl. I'd like to recruit her. She emitted a laugh. She was dressed like a Valkyrie, yet Barney gets slain by Gungnir. We should have fought on the banks of the Rhine River. Well, we have 3 days until the others arrive for the human auction. Are you hungry? I just got a fresh batch of village maidens. Jade and I drank plenty. Petra smiled wickedly. I'm full. I went to the suburbs before coming here. The trumpet sounded. Oh, and I spoke to Velnir 2 days ago. He has that sword for you.